Hello everybody, nice to see you again. For those who don't know me, I'm Anne-Laurence Fritsch, a Senior Certified Hypnotherapist, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about giving up smoking with hypnosis. One important thing to know is that giving up smoking, quitting smoking, is one of the easiest addictions to get rid of by hypnosis. Why is that so? It's because, first of all, the addiction to tobacco only lasts for 3 days. Once you give up, if you don't touch any tobacco for 3 days, 3 days after, you don't suffer from withdrawal after 3 days, physical withdrawal. It's not like other addictions like heroin addictions or alcoholism, which are very difficult physically on the people who are really addicted to alcohol or to heroin or hard drugs. It's much more difficult to give up those sorts of addictions because it's really physically difficult. It's hardship physically, on the physical level, whereas with the addiction to tobacco, it's much easier to eradicate by hypnosis because physically you don't suffer. You're not going to have withdrawals, physical pain in your body because you have a withdrawal, because you feel like smoking. It's all in the head. And the advantage of using hypnosis to give up smoking and other addictions is that we are going to work on the subconscious or the unconscious things that might make you want to smoke again. And we also work on the core of the problem, because smoking, like any other addiction, is just a symptom of something that doesn't go, that's no longer suitable in your life. Not everyone smokes for the same reasons. Everyone has their own reasons to smoke. Do you smoke because you are annoyed, because you are irritable, because you're bored, because you don't know what to do with your hands? Don't say that it's out of habit that you smoke, because we work. Everything is habits. We work. That's how our brain works, through habits. Everything is a habit. Everything you do is a habit. So let's not talk about habit. Smoking, addiction to smoking, is a symptom of something that doesn't operate in your life. If you are stressed, some people might eat, some people might play games, might go to the casino. Everyone compensates in some way when they feel bad. So an addiction is a symptom, is a sign that the way you lead your life or the way you treat yourself is not appropriated, that needs to be changed. Not everyone starts smoking as a teenager. Some people start smoking much later. So it's not a general thing, An addiction is something very specific, very intimate, very personal, and not everyone smokes for the same reasons. So why is hypnosis more efficient than other methods? Well, it's because the way I proceed, we're going to work on the core of the problem and also eradicate any sort of obstacles that might make you want to smoke again. We're going to explore all the advantages, all the benefits, all the motivational insights that will keep you on going on the right track, on the right path, and remain off smoking forever. Now, of course, there are conditions for it to work. If you don't want to give up smoking, it won't work. But if you want to give up smoking and you don't have the motivation to do so, I can help you find real motivation to do so. If you don't want to give up smoking because you think you're not capable of, well, we can work on that and give you the self-confidence to trust yourself that you can. You know, the most difficult thing is not to give up an addiction, but to keep off the addiction, is to not start again. That's the most difficult thing. Giving up an addiction is much easier than staying off the addiction. So that's all the things we are going to explore. We're going to explore how you started smoking, what made you continue to smoke. And if you analyze your habits, your smoking habits, you will be surprised how different things have changed. If you have been smoking for a very long time, I'm practically sure that you didn't smoke in the same way 20 years ago or 10 years ago. And you probably are sick of it. Before, you were not aware how bad it was, maybe. I mean, things change, evolve with time. We don't smoke, we don't have, the addiction evolve as well. The way we perceive ourselves as an addict changes as well, evolves. And we're going to really pinpoint what is going to work for you to give up and keep off smoking of tobacco forever. An important thing is that if you smoke marijuana or other drugs like that, and you put tobacco in it, it's an piece of advice is to stop putting tobacco when you smoke marijuana or other things. Otherwise, it will eradicate the benefits of the hypnotherapy session. So, one condition, there are several conditions to give up smoking. One is to want to give up smoking, not to do it to please someone else because someone else wants you to give up smoking. You can do it to please someone if it's a motivation for you. That can be a great motivation to do it by love. That could be a motivation for some people to give up smoking so that they don't disturb the person they love anymore. I gave up smoking like that many years ago. That was my main motivation after trying to give up several times. That really worked. I didn't want to spoil the life of the person I loved with my cigarettes because he was a non-smoker. So that was really a motivation for me to give up smoking. Now, the thing as well is that you will have to change your habits. You will have to put on new habits because our cognitive mind, it's not your subconscious mind that makes you smoke. It's your cognitive mind that learned to smoke and that doesn't like change. Our cognitive mind doesn't like changes, and that's what you need to do. You have to do things to occupy your cognitive mind with new habits, healthy habits. Change your routines, start your day. If you start, the first thing you do in the morning is smoke, well, you start your day differently. You go off for a walk and come back. You try not to drink coffee. If you associate coffee and cigarettes, well, it's better to give up coffee for a while. And you have to change all your routines for the hypnotherapy session to be long-lasting, to have long-lasting benefits, long-term benefits. It's important that you change your habits and start putting on a different routine, because our cognitive mind wants to always do the same things. Unless you're someone who really like change. Some people love change, but most people are disturbed by changes and they don't want to give up or renounce something they like doing, So if you change your habits, put on different habits, more healthier habits, and if you keep on the motivation and all the benefits that's going to bring being a non-smoker, it will work in the long term. The only thing you will have to do is never touch a cigarette again, because that's the way some people who gave up smoking for 10 days with no problem started smoking again just because they smoked one cigarette, thinking, oh, it's okay now, I have been a non-smoker for 10 years, so it doesn't matter if I smoke a cigarette, I won't smoke ever again. Well, that's the big trap a lot of people fall into. Never touch a cigarette again if you decide to give up smoking. So when you're ready to never touch a cigarette again, it's the time to go and see someone to do a hypnotherapy session. And because the hypnotherapy session will help you get rid of stress, of all the causes of your addiction, and help you see new avenues, see things under a different perspective, under positive aspects, and all these positive things that happen during a hypnotherapy session. So if you like to book a session with me, it's possible. I do hypnosis session online on Zoom or Skype or WhatsApp or whatever. I can, adapt to your means. And if you would like to book a session, you can click on the link which is in the description box underneath under the video. And otherwise, well, don't hesitate to like, share, comment, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye bye for now.